Another day and another C++ tutorial, and this time we got an interesting program called creating an object. And before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and define what a class is, as that's going to be play a huge part in our program. So a class is a data structure that can contain both variables and functions, also known as methods, in a single entity. And to get started, I'll go ahead and type this out here. We're going to go ahead and make a class called dog. And note the semicolon. It's important that we have that. Right there is because classes must end with a semicolon after the brace. So, yeah. Otherwise, it will get a syntax. In here, go ahead and get started with some variables, integers and a string. Alright, not bad. Then, I'm going to go ahead and get something that looks like this. So, this is the public access specifier. So, accessibility is anywhere the class is visible, is what the public access specifier is for. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this. So this is a simple method, and this is what it looks like. You put it in braces, and this is for an output of, and in this case it says woof. So that's all it is. Next, we're going to do something a little more interesting. Here, we're going to do some public setter methods. So, like that. And this will assign values to private variables. So, right here, it'll take integer equals years. Then here, it'll equate age to years. And then this one's a string right here. And then it'll equate color to CLR. And next up, we're going to go ahead and put public getter methods. So this will retrieve values from the private variables. So get age, and then in braces we'll do return age to get the value that was stored here. Alright, and that pretty much creates our data structure for the class dog. Let's move on to the main method. So, on our first line, we're going to go ahead and state dog Fido. Oh, and a little syntax there. It's case sensitive. There we go. Now we declare an instance of the dog class, our first object. Alright, cool. And right below that, I'm going to go ahead and do something like this. So now we're going to call the setter methods and assign a value. In this case, we're going to assign 3 into set age. Weight is going to be 15. It's going to be put into set weight right here. And then in brown, we're going to go ahead and put brown into this string right here. Cool. Next up, we're going to go ahead and do some couts here. So here's a simple string. Fido is a Fido.getColor. So now we're calling the getter methods. They're actually called getter methods, even though it just says get. This is just shorthand. And then it retrieves the values of what's in the set. So the getColor will get brown, get age will get 3, and get weight will get 15. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and call the bark method in this case, which is just a regular output method. And And let's go ahead and run it. Sure enough, Fido is a brown dog, as what we retrieve from our get method. Is 3 years old. Age, and age is 3, set to 3, yep. Weighs 15 pounds. Get weight, set weight is 15, correct. And of course, our bark method. So, yeah, with that said, we pretty much made our object and utilized, you know, all the sets and gets within the class. And yeah, pretty cool.